Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We have a picture to show everyone.
Yes, we
Great
do.
picture.
We do. This is from a new person to our Rifty Fell page. It's from Ali, and it's a picture of Patrick holding up Mrs. Mams,
Super cute
Miss
picture.
Mams, and
Mm.
Tom and Al.
And
It's
that fucking slug.
yeah, Miss Mams. She has
Yeah,
a name. Burn.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
she does.
I know.
All right.
All right. So thank you very much, Allie. That's
Um,
very kind.
I do just want to point out to everyone that yes, my screen is kind of messing up. Don't worry about it. We're mostly audio anyway.
And it'll be cleared up for next week. We're very confident. So
And I don't mean to digress right away, but I made that point earlier, so Squee just took my point. He was
true.
freaking out.
It's very true.
So really give
the
thanks.
thanks is to Criana. Yeah.
Give thanks to the diamond.
That's true. So last week we were working with the 7 days that the party is spending with this strange, mystic, crazy, this very ancient man with these crazy implants in his head, as he, for lack of a better word, teaches or meditates with Mariah. And last week we spent a lot of times, a lot of the session with encounters that the party experienced during that week. What I'd like to do to kick off this week, if it's okay with you folks, is to just discuss with Mariah the actual 7 lessons that are taught. Pretty much, this is not something that's going to be taking hours or hours. Each day pretty much has a practical teaching use, and then a very simple lesson, which is just a question that we ask act in character. There's some micro RP going on, and then we're good. Is that fine with everybody?
Yes.
Sounds good,
Yeah.
Stan.
Okay, great. And if things slow down a little bit, if you want, when we get halfway through the lessons, you guys can, roll again on that random, encounter table, random event table if you want. But if not, and we want to just keep on going, so be it. Okay? Okay. So the lessons, each and every day, the lessons take place upon that same large rock, the rock that has that berry juice painting of the planet Mercury. And the lessons are in 2 parts, a teaching segment and a meditative segment. Now, the lessons always happen late at night, past midnight, actually. And last week I outlined the campground and everything like that. If you have any questions, Criana, feel free to ask as far as the environment goes. But I'm going to go straight to the lessons.
Okay.
One other thing of note, though, happens, and it's kind of an NPC interaction. But at the end of every lesson, when your character returns to the camp, Bear will still be awake, and he'll only ask a single question, which is asking how she's feeling. And whether it is answered or not, he doesn't press, he doesn't do anything else like that. But after every lesson, regardless how late it goes to, he's always awake, and he always just asks that simple question. But, so for the first day, day 1, Eloch teaches Mariah how to identify herbs for that special tea that he made for her when you first arrived, and also teaching her proper substitutions if none of the original herbs can be found. He explains that when you drink the tea, it allows you to quiet your mind, which is very helpful before meditation. But he says that one day you will get to a point where it will be no longer necessary. He's very confident with this. And during the actual lesson itself, each of these lessons starts with the same ritual, for lack of a better word. He has Mariah, once again, sit upon the rock, and he always has her begin her meditation by chanting that mantra that he implored her to repeat after him, the one that said, there's an answer in a question, there's hope within despair, There's beauty in a failure. There are depths beyond compare. He is very, very vigilant on that. So the the lesson, Elok asks, he starts, who are you? I asked you that yesterday, but I ask you now, how can you truly know who you are? For there are towering walls inside of your mind. Okay, so I'm not too sure where the recording cut off, so I'm going to just go with the first day again, all right? So in the first day, Elok teaches Mariah how to identify herbs for tea, for the special tea that he prepared for her when she first arrived, and the proper substitutions for that herb if none can be found. He instructs that it will quiet her mind before meditation, and but one day he assures her that she will get to a point where the tea will no longer be necessary. So in the lesson himself, after sitting her down upon that same large rock with the drawing of Mercury upon it, and beginning the mantra that he initially taught her, he asks, who are you? I asked you that yesterday, but I ask you now, how can you truly know? For there are towering walls inside of your mind, my M. Walls made of fear, of doubt, of pain, and of madness. I cannot break them for you. All I can do is show you where the hammer lies and tell you to pick it up. So tell me, where does the hammer lay?
I don't know.
Why don't you know? Can you not see it?
Mariah starts looking around. I do not see any hammer.
The hammer I speak of, I hope you understand, is not an actual physical hammer. The hammer is an idea inside of your mind. It is will congealed. Do you want to find out who you truly are? Do you desire it?
Yes.
Good. The hammer is made of desire, as long as it is for self-improvement. Do you enjoy walls made out of fear, my M?
No.
Do you enjoy walls made of doubt?
No.
Of pain?
No.
Do you enjoy the madness that rattles in your mind?
No.
Do you want to be rid of them?
Yes.
You have the will for it.
How?
How will come later. I need to know if you have the will for it.
Yes.
Who can break down the wall?
Only I.
Only you. That is right. Remember that. I cannot do anything for you. Your friends cannot do anything for you. Answers lie within yourself, as do the solutions. Do you have any questions?
This is what I want.
Yes.
But what about the other parts of me? How
Do
do
you
I
Sorry, go ahead.
how do I get them to find the hammer?
They will find it in time. Right now, who you are is all you can be. In the end, just like I was no longer Ethan or Lancet or Orem Kevin, I am all and I am none. So shall you be. Only one of them needs to pick up the hammer. Only one of them needs to start smashing down walls. And then they'll all bleed together.
Very well.
Okay. We good for the first lesson?
I think so.
All right. On the second day, Eloch teaches you how to dry herbs and actually prepare the tea itself. Okay? And the lesson is this. Those who cracked the skull gave us a sharp, two-edged blade. Slash it in one direction, and it cuts through ignorance, fear, and meaninglessness. Slash it the other way, and it will cut deep into you. A fatal blow. Who wields the blade, my M, and what direction does it swing?
She blinks. She does not say anything, though. It looks like she's thinking.
Eloch is incredibly patient. He looks at you with his pale, pale blue eyes. And unlike other instances where this has happened, where other people you've interacted with get nervous, get concerned, furrow their brow, try to talk themselves to cajole more of a response, Eloch does none of those things. If you need to think for hours, he waits silently for hours. But he does wait, and he does wait for a response.
Could you repeat it?
Sure, of course I can. The entire thing, if that's okay by you?
Yeah. Criana
Okay.
is not.
No, it's fine. I
Fine.
will repeat as a GM to the player. I will repeat this as much as you need to, especially
Cool.
since you're a little under the weather. It's okay. It's
All right.
cool. I'm not upset by this. This isn't a fucking test. You don't have to memorize it. All right, ready?
Yeah.
This is just immersion stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Those who cracked the skull gave us a sharp two-edged blade. Slash it in one direction, and it cuts through ignorance, fear, and meaninglessness. But slash it the other way, and it will cut deep into you. Is that a fatal blow? Who wields the blade, my M, and what direction does it swing? I said that a little bit more charismatically just to reinforce.
Yes.
You know.
All right. So she'll probably think about this for maybe like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
given a
Okay.
time frame.
All right.
Then she'll finally say, I would want it to swing towards the fear and doubt.
Good. Does a sword swing on its own?
No.
So who's going to swing it in that direction?
I?
Good. Tomorrow we will truly begin. Good for this day?
Yes.
Okay. Day 3. Eloch begins teaching you the art of meditation, beginning with positioning the body for proper alignment. And that's all he does is simple body positioning. Correcting you if you slump over or you're angled wrong, uncomfortably. It's very, very straight back. Crown of the head up to the heavens, straight back through your spine down into the ground, as if you are a spike driven down into the earth below you, or in this case, the rock below you. All right? And his lesson is this. The mind is everything. Everything. What you think, you become. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. My M, What world do you want to make?
I think this would take her a couple hours.
Okay, sweet, sweet. All right, not a worry.
And then I think just finally she would say, I just want peace of mind.
Good. Good. That's the world you want to live in. One with a quiet mind?
Yes.
So you would be like me, living by oneself, with a quiet and perfect mind.
She shakes
Peaceful?
her head as
Mm-hmm.
oh, she's just shaking her head when you
Mhm.
sit by yourself.
Ah. So there are others.
She nods.
Understandable. Where are they in this peaceful world of yours?
They're with me.
Ah. Good. Remember that. And with that, unless there's any follow-up from Mariah, we can continue on to the next lesson. For the other fellows, is this okay by you? We still got about 4 more days to go. Is this all right?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
good.
it's cool.
Yep.
You're fine? Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want you guys to get bored or anything like that. But if you're enjoying it, groovy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on the 4th day, Elok continues to teach you the art of meditation. In this case, it is proper breathing techniques. How to breathe deep from inside yourself, not from the lungs, but from the belly. And how to properly exhale. It probably takes a little bit of time for you to change some habits, but he is a patient, although vigilant teacher. Now the lesson. Mind over matter. How ultimately true. As I travel, many people ask my age. I tell them that age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Is that not true of life itself, my M? If you don't mind the barriers, the stumbling blocks, the pain you encounter, does it truly matter? What do you mind?
What do I mind?
Yes.
Even though I should not mind it?
Yes.
I suppose everything that's happened before.
Yes. And it matters to you.
Yes.
Well, if you fix one, then the others fall into place. Anxiety, worry, grief, doubt, guilt. Free yourself. Don't mind it. Then it won't matter to you. It won't matter to anything. Do you understand?
I do.
This will not happen overnight. This will take time. The barriers within our minds, when they cracked open our skull, they freed us and they weighed us down. The barriers are thick, but you can chip through it. Just remember, if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And with that, he'll wrap up that lesson, if that's good by you.
Yeah.
Okay. 5th day, he continues to teach you the art of meditation and how to quiet the mind and the beauty of silence. complete and utter silence, both within and without, blocking out exterior sounds and, more importantly, blocking out the thoughts and sounds from within you. This is probably one of the longer lessons, one of the longer teaching, that's for sure. And it is paired up with this lesson. Emotions are a fickle thing, like a fire blazing. The breeze blows one way and a warm hearth becomes a forest fire. Such are the ways of the stronger emotions: fear, despair, rage, and love. If you aren't aware of this, my M, then truly I tell you, you will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Nor will you delight in the love you give, but delight in the love you are. Do you understand this?
She'll nod slowly.
Sounds like quite the feat, does it not?
Yes.
But in all of this, you can quiet yourself. Remember, who makes their reality? Who is in control?
She'll tap her chest.
Exactly. Much how you quiet your mind of noise, these strong emotions, from fear to love, they themselves can they can lead you astray. Be mindful of this. Do not just be an acting thing. Be a doer. Okay. Continuing on. Next lesson. Okay. On the 6th day, he teaches you then, once you achieve, even for brief moments, of achieving this silence, is to listen to the silence and to draw out what you need, what you require. Okay? And his lesson is this: do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate your mind on the present moment. Tell me, my M, what is in the here and now?
These lessons.
Yes. Get more specific. Quiet your mind. Think what is in the here and now.
I'm sitting.
Yes. How does it feel?
Fine.
Know the sensations. Concentrate on that. Concentrate how your body interacts with the environment. That is in the here and now. My voice is in the here and now. Separate what is in the here and now to what you do not want to be there. What is not relevant, what does not matter, what you do not mind, and what you do not need to feel in order to achieve what you need. And with that, he would continue on the lesson along that vein. Good? All right. And the final day. Elok doesn't teach this time. He tests you on what she has learned. Now, we don't need to necessarily role play the herb gathering and the preparing the tea and the meditation. I think it would be fair to say that despite, with her focus, with her attempts, Mila, Mariah, Nora, your person, is not going to be a master at this, not even a talented amateur. But you will demonstrate that you have the tools that you require. And Elok tells you this in his final lesson. As a single footstep will not make a path on the earth, so a single thought will not make a pathway into your mind. To make a deep physical path, we walk again and again. To make a deep mental path, we must think over and over the kinds of thoughts we wish to dominate our lives. My M, there are only 2 mistakes one can make along the long road to awakening. Not going all the way and not starting. You have already taken a step, perhaps 2. Will you give up?
No.
Then I have nothing left to teach. Now Inferno needs to use the bathroom. Elok's been
God.
doing this for like 7 days, and he just really needs to pee. All right, I'll be right back.
While he's gone,
See you in a bit,
we can
God.
tell Criana what happened to Bear.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
Uh-oh.
Bear
Okay.
got trapped in a snare.
Oh, boy.
We I think it was like day 2 or 3. We get a call from Bear who'd been out scouting, like, guys, I need help.
I require assistance.
Yeah. We get there and basically he'd just been caught by the leg in an actual snare and was hanging from a tree.
Aww.
And he's like, I'm embarrassed.
That's adorable and sad.
Bear.
Poor Bear. He's been through a lot.
And then there's 2 things that we should at least tell you about that happened last session. One is Inferno already kind of told you about the incident with Lee.
Oh, yeah.
He got into the alcohol, and we had a long conversation with him where he told us that Maria? What was her
Who are we
name?
talking about?
Morin?
Morin?
Yeah. I was telling her about the...
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He told us that Morin basically was like a daughter to him. He taught her everything that she knew, and he encouraged her to go exploring, and then one day she came back from said exploring, and she was like she is, and he blames himself for that. And we asked, have you tried fixing it? Like, I made the comparison that I had done almost the same thing to Lee. I had driven him out of the house, and he had almost ended the rest of his life with the Splagorth, and Al felt responsible for that. And but Al had a chance to fix that mistake, and why didn't Lee have the chance to fix his? And so we as a group are kind of thinking and debating, maybe there's a way to help Morin. And if we can help Morin, if we can, by proxy, help Lee a lot. Because he's really beating himself up over that. If I understand correctly, it's why he drinks. So
Yeah, it's basically the source of his alcoholism.
So we're thinking about trying to find a way to help Morin. That and we got an alien slug.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Oh,
Unless you want
Okay.
me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
you
Me?
do it.
Okay.
Either way.
They went out exploring on one of the days, probably in the midday or so, and they traveled towards the swampier direction, right? And they came across a very old pre-Rifts house, rotting and half submerged, and exploring in the fragmented ruins of it, they came across an old rotting mattress with a bunch of moss on it, and this very strange alien slug that's about 3 feet large, with 2 antennae, yellowish color, with no eyes, and just a very small mouth, which was suckling on the moss on this mattress. It also made the only noise it ever made when it was picked up was a
Oh my god.
yeah, I know. So after taking some pictures of it, and feeding it through a new device that Patrick picked up at Parents Post, which is a field identifier for all sorts of plant life and life itself. It was identified as a full neck, an alien slug that was known for reproducing very, very slowly. They were asexual. They continually feed, and they wait till they get about 6 feet large, and then, oh, sorry, I said 5 feet large. And then a smaller slug just kind of splits from them that starts about 6 inches, and it itself continues to consume until it gets 5 feet large. But it takes years for this to happen, for them to go from that small 6 inch slug to a big 5 footer. So it looks like it's halfway through its size maturation. And it's very docile. It's only really consumed with eating. It does eat mostly mosses and funguses, sometimes grasses, although it is known that if it doesn't find any of those, it has been observed eating carrion. But other than that, Patrick fell in love with Mrs. Mams and took her, and here she be.
And the idea was obviously we as a player.
Oh, it's also very slimy.
Yeah.
It has a very viscous, sticky fluid.
We discussed a lot, and at first Patrick just wanted to have it roam around the behemoth, and Al insisted that we make a pin or something, only because while he didn't mind having another pet, he didn't want his home covered in slime. And so we're thinking about making a pin. Tom is worried that it might be dangerous for Hannibal. But Al and Patrick don't.
That the first information that I was given was it can eat other things if it wants to.
But so does Tom no longer think it's dangerous for Hannibal? Because he seemed to think that way even after that was corrected.
I just don't want him to be out in the... I don't care if we have it. I don't care if he's near Hannibal, as long as he has a freaking pen. Because I don't want him getting out, because slugs can go up the walls and everything.
Yeah. So
just have it contained. It's fine.
So basically, like Al and Tom are fine having it as long as it's contained, or most of the time at least. Al just doesn't like the idea of sitting down on a couch and sitting into a pile of slime. But we also obviously need your consent.
Yeah.
Mariah will blink at this. I do not care.
Okay.